and buying things in a 3X, and I can't put them on. Not only am I having trouble dressing myself, but I'm putting them on and they don't fit, and everything's starting to roll up, my blinds and roll down, and I'm like, oh, it's because it's too much spandex. Oh, it's because I'm blaming the clothes. I'm blaming everything else around me. I go to the bathroom. I can't wipe myself.
Guess what, guys?
We're not doctors.
No, we are not.
If you're going to be making any major medical decisions, please consult your doctor.
Yes, and that includes diets, exercise, medications, and surgery.
We love you guys.
And we want you to be in our OSLP family forever.
So be careful
and consult
your doctors.
Welcome back, OSLP family. Welcome back, OSLP family.
Welcome, welcome.
You are listening to our Sleeve Life podcast, and this is Kelly.
This is Maha.
You're so silly.
Hello.
So welcome back to the show. We have a really exciting guest today.
We sure do.
She has quite the journey. She has done a lot of different things after her journey. She's lost a lot of weight. She is a personal trainer. She is a very busy businesswoman and a mom.
Yeah. She's a badass.
She's a badass.
Yeah.
And then she also has some diagnoses, which we'll talk about. And she's also had plastics. So I'm super excited to cover all the things today. And so let's introduce Alicia. Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Hey, boo. How are you?
We are wonderful.
Wonderful.
We haven't seen you in like a year now.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
I know.
Wild. I know. We need to give hugs. It's been a hot minute.
We haven't really been over on the East Coast this year. Last year, I felt like we were always over there.
We totally were. We even got to come to your house in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys got to visit me, and that was so much fun. And I'd like to have you guys over at our new house here in Houston because we've moved.
Yay!
I would love to come because I want to be in Austin sometime next year. So
yes.
I'll come hang out.
Well, I just love Texas. So I'm always down for some Texas.
You know, Texas gets a bad rep because of the political stuff, but the environment, the people, the culture, the Southern hospitality, the food, it is awesome. It is completely night and day from where we were living on the East Coast, and it's a better quality of life experience. I've only been here a week, but so far so good.
I love it.
I love that. So why did you choose Texas?
Honestly, so my first time coming to the state of Texas, I was engaged to another man, and that was a horrible experience. And I told myself I would never come back to Texas. Like, Texas was an X for me. The next time I came back as a participant for summer shredding in June of 2022, in which I placed. I got second. I was the first woman of color to place in summer shredding history, which was awesome.
I didn't know that. That's
Congratulations.
amazing.
Let's not overlook it. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's really exciting. I really wanted that first place. I lost by 1 point. That 1 point still leads me. It's okay. And that time I visited, I slept the entire time. Like, I didn't experience the area at all. I just was like, it's hot and I'm tired because the prep process is so draining. And then the next time I came out to Houston, I was here helping a client with her summer shredding debut. And she placed second as well. And now she's doing championships this year as well as a new division. And so excited for that debut for her. But I got a chance to actually explore the area and check things out. And I was just looking around at things. And then I got on my phone and I looked up Zillow, and I called my husband. I said, hey, the price of the houses here are the price of our townhouse in Maryland. We might need to make a switch. But I kind of said it in jest. Mm-hmm. Well, My husband was dead serious. He was like, oh, well, I've been there. You've been there. We like the area. We did some research. There were some events that happened last school year with my children in which their safety was not being taken care of very well. And we were looking at our options. Private school, is that an option? It's not. Let's try the state of Maryland. There's a housing shortage. Okay. Let's try the state of Virginia. Okay. Housing shortage and prices are out of the wazoo. North Carolina, love the state of Florida. My family's from there. So we began to look, and we came back to Texas, and we began house hunting, house searching. We got a realtor. The house went on the market this summer. So that's how it came to be that we're in this area of Houston. And
That's amazing.
I was very scared because it's a big move, and you're doing it with kids and a dog, and our entire lives, 10 years of marriage, popped up in these boxes and shipping it across the country. But it's been a blessing since we've been here. And yeah, that's how we ended up here.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You were meant to be there. It all fell into place.
Yeah.
I love that.
So let's start with let's go back to where all of this health journey started.
Yes.
Did it start as a child? Did it start in your 20s? Like, where did it all start?
So I was born in July of 1988. Go 80s babies. And I was a plump, beautiful baby, overweight toddler, overweight child, overweight teenager, overweight college student, overweight adult. I've been overweight, obese my entire life. And over my life as a child, my mom would try to portion control my food or make sure that I can't eat certain things. She would force me to work out with her, which started a negative relationship with moving my body. But it started early on. And by the time I met my husband, I was in the 300 pounds, and I had my first baby, and then we had another one. And I just kind of felt like, well, I'm married, and there's no need for me to focus on my health and well-being or try to lose weight, because who am I trying to look cute for? Who's going to want me at, this weight with all these kids? It's a wrap for me. That's what I thought. When my health started taking a turn, it was shortly after the birth of my third son. I experienced uterine rupture for the first time. And it's a blessing that he and I both survived. And I had a lot of postpartum complications and was told you can never have another baby. Well, my husband never got that vasectomy, and we ended up with a fourth pregnancy, Miss Madison Zoe, that everybody loves. And her pregnancy was really, really rough. It's a blessing that I'm here. It's a blessing that she's here. I experienced my second round of uterine rupture. And then shortly after her birth, it was postpartum pancreatitis. Shortly after her birth, it was postpartum preeclampsia, which is known as a silent killer, and it kills a disproportionate amount of African American women because we're not listened to in the medical field. And I was going to the doctors and complaining about the issues that I'm having, and kind of brushed under the rug and told that I'm making it up because I have a history of using mental health services and speaking out. I was told, no, this is just your anxiety, or no, are you sure your depression's not back? And so that played, it is, and it played heavily into the downfall of everything. With that third birth, I had a botched spinal where they punctured my spinal cord 5 times with 5 different needles. I have track marks up my back to this day, and it caused fluid leakage from my cranial space, and ended up having brain swelling. Was in ICU after the birth of my third child. So not only was I experiencing uterine rupture, but I had this medical trauma. And that started this episode of having these seizure-like episodes. And I was going to the neurologist. They would put me in the MRI machine. I did not fit. The tech, God bless her heart, she said, can you squeeze yourself? Can you make yourself a little tighter? I can't quite get you in the machine. And if they can't get you in the machine, they can't put the cage around your head. They're not going to get a good scan. So we were paying $500 out of pocket deductible to get these tests done, for the neurologist to say, hey, the scan isn't clear. Can you go get another one? Right before COVID, in in February of 2020. The doctor had looked at some notes my husband had taken, how many times I was passing out, what were the symptoms I was going through. He was a very good note taker. Gotta love my husband. He said, it looks like what we're having is seizures here, but I can't determine what the cause is, so you need to be on bed rest. And I'm like, I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
My oldest is not even 5 yet, and my youngest just turned 1. Like, that's not possibility to me. He said, well, it's going to have to be, because the risk of you injuring yourself is too great. So I was told to go on bed rest like February, like right before our anniversary, February of 2020. And then we all know what happened in March, you know, the world shut down. And so I'm in this bed, not doing anything. My husband, he is not a cook. So all of our food was fast food, even during COVID. He was ordering things DoorDash. He was picking things up and bringing them in the house. The house fell into disarray because I'm not up and I'm not mobile. Nothing's getting cleaned. There's things everywhere. My children look crazy, and it's easy to hide because of COVID. Like, we're all inside.
It don't matter anymore.
My children would ask, Mommy, can you play with me? And I would say, no, baby, I can't. I was getting larger being in this space and being in the bed. And I remember we had a telehealth visit for one of the kids, and they asked us what the weight was. And I said, oh, I'll stand on the scale and I'll hold the kid. And so I stood on the scale, and it said like 429. And then I got off the scale and I said, Jaren, you can just stand on the scale, and you can deduct the weight with the baby. Because I was like, I'm not, like, that can't be true. Like, that's got to be a fluke.
Right.
It's got to be the middle of the day, water. I'm blaming anything. I was trying to, always focused on trying to lose weight. And so I signed on for like things that were being advertised via Instagram, to be honest with you. Like, there was this weight loss program, some guy that was selling these pepper capsules that you're supposed to take. It's supposed to help like make you burn fat more. That shit messed up my digestion. Don't do that.
No.
I was just buying things and spending things, trying to figure out a way that I can help myself, because I can tell that I'm getting larger. I would try to buy clothes online, as everyone did. Online shopping went off the roof. And buying things in a 3X, and I can't put them on. Not only am I having trouble dressing myself, but I'm putting them on and they don't fit, and everything's starting to roll up like blinds and roll down. And I'm like, oh, it's because it's too much spandex. Oh, it's because I'm blaming the clothes. I'm blaming everything else around me. I go to the bathroom. I can't wipe myself.
We love ProCare. You guys know this. And guess what? They have a brand new product out, and it tastes like an orange Tic Tac.
That's right. I have got it in my hot little hands right now. It's their easy to swallow tablet in Citrus Grove. And both of us have fully switched over to it.
We had to, because it's easy to swallow, doesn't stick, and it has 45 milligrams of iron. And we both need that.
Yes, we do. So go to procarenow.com to take care of all your bariatric body needs. And our code is the only one that gets you a full 15% off. So use code OSLP at checkout. Are you feeling a little sluggish? Little lack of protein? Little lack of caffeine? Well, we got the fix for that.
That's right. Dive Bar Nutrition has the best protein bars. They have caffeine, protein, and they taste delicious.
So head on over to divebarnutrition.com and use code OSLP at checkout.
My husband's having to help clean me. He's having to help dress me. He's having to help do anything. He's getting me up to go to the bathroom. He's getting me up to come downstairs to my office so that I could do the little campaigns that I was doing at that time as a mom content creator. And it's just getting perpetually worse. One day, my husband was escorting me back upstairs and I passed out. And my daughter was very upset. And when I came to, I heard her say, "Is mommy dying?" And that was it. I was like, this cannot continue. I grew up with a parent who was diagnosed with cancer, not once, but twice. And watching them struggle, watching them become a shell of who they were and trying to fight. I never wanted to put my children through that, because that's a very heavy toll as a child.
Yeah.
And I was the oldest. And so I had to become mom number two. I had to fill in the gaps because my mom was falling apart. My dad was indisposed. I have younger siblings. They have to be there. And I never wanted to put my children through that. So I knew I had to do something. And my journey started with a phone call to my insurance company to ask about, I said, I've got excess weight on my body. What does my policy offer that can help me? And they said, well, and they listed off a bunch of things. And they said, we have bariatric services that are now a part of your policy. And I said, what is that? And I said, well, with that, you can have weight loss surgery. And that was something that I had been interested in for years. I used to think that if you have weight loss surgery, you were going to wake up off the table 50 pounds lighter, and that your weight was just going to fall off, and you were going to be on Baywatch and the bikini, and you were just going to be doing the things. And that weight loss surgery was this rainbow of like problem solved. And so when I heard that, I was like, all right, sure. And so she emailed me this form from the insurance company, and it said that I needed 7 years of history showing that I attempted to lose weight on my own.
7 years?
Yes. Before they would even give me the approval to go see a bariatric doctor. And I looked at that form and I was like, okay. And so I go online, message my primary care physician, because every single time I went in her office, I complained about my weight. And we talked about changing my diet. She had me on phentermine at one point. Like, we've been talking about this. And every single time weight came up, and it was documented. And because it was documented, I had my proof. So I was like, all right, well, that was easy. Turned it back in the next day. She said, I've never seen anyone turn this form in this fast. Okay, well, here's a list of providers that are within a 50-mile radius of your address. If none of these providers work, we can expand it to 75, but we like to stay within the 50-mile radius. Okay. I go online. I start looking up these doctors' offices, and 2 of them look like chop shops. And I was like, scary.
That's scary.
The third one,
let's not.
Yeah, the third one looked a little more professional. Like, they actually were helping people. They had a lot of pictures of people like on stage and like before and after photos. And I said, okay, well, clearly they know what they're doing. Let's go there. And so it took a month to get that consultation. And I get that consultation, and the doctor's saying, I think you should have VSG. And I'm like, well, I wanted R&Y.
Yeah.
I wanted R&Y because I want to lose the most weight possible. Like, I need all the weight loss. I need the rainbow effect. And she's like, yeah, that's not how this works. Based on your medical history, this surgery isn't an option for you because of all of the things that you've had going on, and the fact that your organs are kind of messed up. When I had my gallbladder removed shortly after my daughter was born because of postpartum pancreatitis, they said that my organs were fused together like concrete due to scar tissue from the repeated C-sections. And that's 4 C-sections in 3 years, and 2 of them being uterine rupture inside. It's kind of like, it was hard for them to do the gallbladder removal.
Oh, shit. Ow. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing either.
Girl.
Wow.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither, but
jeez, I'm learning a lot on this.
Right? Mamas out there, be careful with the C-sections. They can cause some issues.
Damn.
Yeah. With C-sections, I don't know what could be done to avoid that scar tissue buildup on the organs. I honestly think it's because when I had them so close together, and not by choice, but because of the medical emergencies, that's probably that led to that. And also not resting after having a baby. Because of family situations, I don't have a tribe or community around me. So it's, you have the baby, you're back home, your husband's back at work. It's just you and these kids, and you got to figure it out. But you've just been cut 7 layers deep. And so that could have also added to it as well.
Damn.
Just painting a picture of what it was like. And so they told me R&Y is not an option. You got to go the VSG route. If we get inside and we see that we can do it, we might be able to do the R&Y, but you would have to sign off that you're aware that R&Y is not a, possibility, possibly, and that you're okay with just having the VSG. And I said, well, if if it's all of that, let's just go the VSG route anyway. And so I went through the process of pre-approval, which is the doctor's appointments, the letter of approval from your primary care physician. You get the sleep analysis, and I found out that I had severe sleep apnea. I stopped breathing for 30 seconds of every minute throughout the night.
Whoa.
And they immediately put me on a CPAP machine.
Yep.
That thing sucks.
Yes.
The device they gave me ended up getting recalled. I'm a part of a class action now. I don't even know. Like, I'm just like, whatever. I turned it back in when I was done. I was like,
you're like, I'm out.
I needed 30 days of usage to prove that I was using this machine. And then I never followed up with it because it just was so loud, difficult. I felt like I was fighting to breathe. It was blowing so much air, and it was just a lot. So I hated that machine. But the fact that my body just wasn't getting enough oxygen, like, that's scary. But I did what was required. I did everything that was necessary. They had a program that instead of having to do 6 months of nutrition, you could speed it up and only do 3. And I finished that education program in 2.5 months because I'm like, look, I need this.
Let's do this
ASAP. Like, I'm going through all the hoops. I'm doing all the things. I get my dates. Like November 30th, I got my date. It was December 29th. Super excited. And then the hospital has a malware attack. And they've lost all the records of the hospital, all the files. They've been hacked.
What?
And they're canceling surgeries left and right. And they have a doctor's meeting, and the head of the hospital decided that they're only going to do surgeries that are considered necessary. And the head doctor of the program at the time, she's fighting and saying that weight loss surgery is necessary and don't cancel people's surgeries. People in the Facebook group are giving up, and they're like, well, I did all this work and now I can't have my surgery and blah, 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 blah. And so they finally got approval and said, okay, if you can resubmit all your documentation, they can go forward with your surgery. I kept all my documentation. Anything I turned it to them, I had it.
You did.
Like, I had a copy of it. I went to HBCU. I went to Norfolk State. And I learned from that experience because I would turn in paperwork and they would lose it. They'll always keep a copy of everything you turn in. And that was one of the best life experiences I could have ever had. So when they said that was a thing they needed and people were complaining, I was like, oh, I got that. Here you go. You want it? Faxed. And so then my surgery was rescheduled. Then they canceled it again like 2 days before because United Healthcare said I did not have enough history of, I didn't mean to say the insurance company name. They did not have enough history of attempts of trying to lose weight on my own. Like, I did not have enough documentation according to them. So I cried in the car. And once I finished crying, I got on my, and I pulled up 100 pages of documentation to prove that I had tried. Old weight loss programs that I tried before and enrolled myself in, and all the things, like, I printed things out, and like, it was 100 pages. I not only faxed it, but I hand delivered it to the office, and they were like, yes, we've never had anybody come up with documentation this fast. And I was like, well,
that's who I am.
Like, you never met me before.
This might suffice for Bill. So it was,
I think this might suffice.
Yeah, by noon the next day.
I think, I'm not sure with the 100 pages. Let's wait and see. Right.
Yeah. So it was canceled. It was canceled on like a Wednesday. They said they needed approval by that Friday. That Thursday by noon, they were like, yeah, United Healthcare said it was good because it was Christmas. And then like the 26th was that Monday. No. Because of how Christmas fell, Christmas was on a weekend. They had like 2 extra days in the back end. So like my surgery was like Tuesday, the 29th of 2020. Okay. So Monday, no one was in the office. Tuesday was their first day back. And then you have New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. And so I had the surgery. So on average, the surgery is supposed to be a 45-minute process. Mine was 2 hours and 45 minutes because the doctor had to remove scar tissue to get to my stomach to do the sleeve. He said, yeah, it was a mess in there. I wasn't sure I was even going to be able to do it. And for that, I am thankful.
Yeah.
When I woke up from the anesthesia, I accidentally punched a nurse. I apologized to that woman.
Didn't Dad Rob
did the same thing. Yep.
Oh my God.
He punched a nurse. Yeah.
I never thought I'd hear that again in my life.
No. Oh my goodness. So that's 2.
I guess when I woke up, I was fighting and I...
You East Coast people are fucking badass. You're like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Listen, I was deathly afraid because I've had, surgery trauma, having children. Yeah. I was deathly afraid of having another surgery again, but I was willing to do whatever it took so that I can be healthy and be present and aware and here for my kids.
Yeah.
My existence of being in the bed and not being able to do and be for my family was just not an option. So I was very afraid. I was going to fight to make it back to this side.
Literally. Fought it.
Yeah.
So when the doctor finally came in, he's like, you punched a nurse. I was like, I had no idea. We took a picture. They take pictures with all their patients. Yeah. And when he left, this is where all the mishaps started happening. I wanted to say a different word.
No.
So again, because there's a malware attack, they don't have access to any of their computers and their phone lines are down. So they're taking notes and prescriptions by paper and they're delivering them to everything. So meds were late. I just had, my organs rearranged and had scar tissue removed from my abdomen. So I'm in pain. Like I am screaming, crying in pain. And I wasn't getting meds. They were sending me full regular diet trays to my room. And I just had weight loss surgery. And I was like, hey, I can't eat this. And they were like, yeah, sorry. That's what we got.
That's what we got. Holy shit.
So I try to call the office because, hey, I'm on the campus. I'm not being treated right. Let me call the doctor. There's nobody there because the next day is New Year's Eve. And so after 48 hours of just poor treatment, I ended up going AWOL. I walked out of the hospital. I took the IV out my arm. I put the little bandage over it. I carried my stuff out, had my husband pick me up outside because, of course, there were no visitors. It's COVID. And I walked out.
Holy shit, Alicia.
So how long did they want you to stay? Because 48 hours.
Well, because I was over 60 BMI. They said if your BMI was less than 55, then it was just an overnight, you stay and you leave the same day. But if you're over 55 BMI, they wanted you to stay and monitor you and make sure that you were recovering well. And the doctor was supposed to release you.
Yep.
I left myself.
Always.
I left myself.
I would have done the same thing. I'm going to be honest.
What was the weight you were at when you had surgery?
So I had did the pre-op diet and everything, and I got down to 375.
Oh,
when I got home, I got on the scale because I just knew I was going to be down. The scale said 389. And the only thing I had was IV fluids. And I'm just like,
this
you
can't
mean to
be
tell
real.
me I went through all of this. I let them amputate my stomach. I was tortured in a hospital and not given anything to eat. And I gained weight.
I did the same.
No.
Oh my God. Same thing. I did the same thing. I got a surgery. I stayed the overnight. I got immediately getting home because I just knew I was gonna I was the same way. I'm gonna drop 20 pounds because that's what happens, right? And so I get on the scale and I had gained 10 pounds and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they tell you not to do that.
Yeah, I know. I know not to do it now, but when I was there and I was just so pissed. I was like, wait a minute. I just had surgery and I gained 10 pounds. All I had was broth. All I had was broth.
This doesn't begin to explain it. I began spiraling. I was like, I just risked my life. I could have died. And this did not work. oh my God. And I was like, you know what? We got to figure this out. We got to figure this shit out because like staying where we are is not an option. Mm-hmm. When the office finally opened and turned their phone lines back on, because, you know, they didn't have phones and stuff. I explained to them what I went through. They were like, yeah, a couple of our patients said the same thing.
A couple of our patients.
Yeah. And
like, it's okay.
That was it. That was all they offered. And he said, yep, so see you at your 1 month post-op appointment. And I'm just like,
excuse me?
So I took the information that they gave me and I, you know, began studying it and trying to follow all the rules, and instantly started having stomach spasms, like horrible stomach spasms that felt like I could not swallow fluid. And so my husband ended up calling them and they said, oh, okay, we're going to send her a prescription for that. So I ended up being on another prescription. I was on that prescription for like 9 months. And the way it was explained to me, it's because of all the extra trauma to my abdomen that my diaphragm was causing spasming every time anything was entering my abdominal cavity.
Damn.
So
it was not happy.
Yeah. Henceforth, why I don't talk a lot about I honest about the fact that I have weight loss surgery, but I don't talk about the pre-approval process. I don't talk about my surgery. I don't talk about that post-op because I don't want to persuade someone to not have a surgery that could potentially save their life. Like, I understand my experience is an isolated situation that only people that went to that hospital in Baltimore would understand or know.
Yeah.
And that practice is now under new management. The doctor that was the head went to Florida. She left that hospital in Florida. Now she's in a different practice. But from what I've heard, not a lot has changed. So I had that 1 month appointment. They were like, yeah, so we're looking at your files. We don't have it. You had surgery during that attack, right? And I was like, yeah. They're like, yeah, so we don't have it. We're looking to see if there's a paper record for you. But what surgery did you have again? Because I'm speaking to a nurse practitioner, not the doctor that did the surgery.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I had VSG on the 29th. Oh, okay, so like, what was your weight and where are you at now? And at that point, I was down 50 pounds. Like, oh, well, you're doing
that's
good.
Exciting.
Sounds great. We'll see you at month 2.
No blood work, no tips, no help.
All of my appointments were like this, like how we're talking now, like this.
Oh my God.
Nothing. Month 2, they still didn't have my paperwork. And I was like, well, you know what? What's the point? Because y'all don't even know who the hell I am.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not coming back. And that's
Yeah.
And I honestly I just didn't go back. I was just like, you know what? They're not any help to me. I scheduled one appointment with their nutritionist on staff. God bless that woman. I said, look, so we're out of the food stages. I don't know what to do next. And she looked at me. She went, you know what to do. No, the fuck I don't. What? And so I said, okay, well, they're not going to help me. We've gotten this far. Now it's up to us. And so that began my quest for knowledge and trying to figure things out. I said, okay, when this is all over, I'd like to look good. And I've heard that lifting weights can help you look good after, losing weight. So let's try to incorporate it throughout the process. And I started going to the gym. And
how was that for you? Like, how was that transition to the gym? Because
like the Three Stooges.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, there were no Three Stooges. It was just one Stooge, and it was me. And so anything
all
that
three
could
wrapped into one.
Literally, okay. So I grabbed a barbell. I put plates on them, but I didn't realize that they were 2 different weights. So I went to pick it up, and it goes clunk, clunk.
Oh my God!
Everyone's staring at you.
Yep.
So I went and put it down.
That's exactly the look. That is exactly the look. Anytime you do something wrong in the gym, you're just like,
yeah, your eyes get big. You look around. Oh my goodness.
You see that?
Guys, if you need to be on YouTube to see these facial expressions, that's so good.
So then I was like, all right, well, let's try these cables. I saw someone else doing the cables. I'm like, oh, I could put a bunch of weight on there and went to pull it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna go to treadmill. Treadmill should be fine. I go put speed should be good. What? Fall off the treadmill.
Oh my God, you did not.
Oh my God, Alicia, you did not fall off the treadmill. Please
I did.
tell me you did. Oh my God.
I say, all right, Stairmaster. I know how to walk upstairs.
Yeah.
Fall off that.
No, how did you fall off?
Those are
fucking
hard.
The Stairmaster is a beast, and if you put the
It
speed up too high, you will fall off. And so I went back to my car and I cried and I drove home and I told my husband. He was like, well, do you want to cancel the membership? And I said, no, but I'm just embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then I went back the next day and I kept making mistakes. And I remember being on that gym room floor trying to do it was an incline chest press, but I didn't know that's what it was called. I just saw another man try it and I thought I could try it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move it. And I had tears in my eyes. And I remember just feeling defeated and remembering being a athlete in high school. I was still a big girl, but I ran, I played field hockey, I played tennis. I used to go to the weight room with the football players and compete to see who could lift more weight. And they were surprised at how strong my legs were. And that was the woman I was, or the girl that I was. And now here I am today, I'm in my 30s and I can't do this chest press on this machine. How did we get here? And I remember feeling defeated. And I think I had purchased someone's weight program, gym program, and tried to figure it out, but wasn't quite sure. And then I hired a coach who just gave me a list of workouts. Oh, and I would ask questions.
I was hoping. We were hoping. We were over here hoping.
I asked questions and she would speak to me like I was the dumbest bitch on the face of the planet. And they would get on her Instagram stories and talk about people and talk. And I was just damn, I must be really stupid. So I began research. I would go to YouTube. I would literally walk up to people and be like, I'm so sorry to bother you, but my coach gave me this exercise. What is this? And they, oh yeah, I'll show you. And they would show me. And the more I kept showing up, people were like, hey, so happy to see you. They were surprised that I kept coming back. And the more I kept going, the stronger I was becoming, the weight was continuing to fall off. And I felt empowered. I felt like a badass. I was like, okay, the woman I am, she's not gone. She never left. She's still in there. And my body shape is shifting, and that's motivation itself. And now I'm able to buy 2X clothing, and that's really encouraging. Bought a whole bunch of workout clothes from Old Navy, started purchasing other brands, and I'm just okay. And it became a thing, going 5 days a week. Tried to go 7 days a week. That was too much. But when my oldest two were at school, my younger two were still at home. My husband worked from home. I would sneak off and go to the gym and come back. And I was able to do more for my family. I was able to make dinners again. So there was not all this fast food anymore. I was able to, take my kids to the playground, and I was getting my life back and becoming who I've always been on the inside once again. And it was empowering. And so I continued to do it. And along the way, I had this thought. I've always loved bodybuilding. As a little girl, I used to sneak and look at my daddy's magazines. And back when Arnold Schwarzenegger was on the cover of Muscle Men's magazine, and they were talking about that gym in Venice Beach, which I hope to visit one day. And when I was bedbound, I actually caught a summer shredding competition, and I kind of said, if I ever get a chance, I want to try that. And just kind of left it. It was a thought, and then it left. And so I heard about the competition again, and I said, well, I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost 100 pounds. I'm going to try it. And that coach that I had, no, I don't think you should do it. You haven't lost enough weight yet. You're not going to win, so you should wait.
Oh, Rude.
I wanted to do the October 2021 show. And she was like, no, you're not ready. You need at least more time. And she was right. I needed more time, but her delivery sucked.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll sign you up for, I'll train you, blah, 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 blah. She increased the amount of money that I was paying her. I had to pay her up front. And I was asking questions because I want to do well.
Yeah.
And I guess she got annoyed. And so she blocked me and said she could no longer coach me. And took my money. I asked, hey, well, since we're not working together, will I be refunded? She's like, no. Yeah.
Not cool at all. Not cool at all.
And so I was like, you know what? I don't think coaches are supposed to be like that. And I don't want to work with another coach. And so like I hinted towards on social media that I was, going to do the competition. And the inbox comes in from Maddie from Strong Daily. And she's like, hey, I heard that you're interested. I have a team if you want to join it. And I'm like, honestly, I'm not. I've had that experience. I'm not. And she sat down and talked with me. And like the questions I had was willing to answer them for me. And just kind, friendly, encouraging. And spoke with my husband about it. And we signed up. And I was a part of Team Strong Daily. And Maddie is an amazing person. She's a lifelong friend. And I can't thank her enough. But she showed me that good coaches are possible and helped inspire me, as well as a lot of my followers on Instagram, to start my own business and help women in that same capacity, but with a twist. And so, fast forward a few years, here we are today. Oh, in the middle of training, I had a mini stroke. And throughout my weight loss process, discovered that I had some heart conditions. But yeah, here we are today. We're 220 pounds down. And,
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, at my lowest weight, I was down 235. We're not there anymore, and I'm okay with that. I know the internet will tell you something different, but your lowest weight might not be what your body's comfortable with, and so
I agree.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I was at 140, and I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Until I look back now and I'm like, that was not good for me. No. Not at all. It's just not to stay most of the time, to stay at your lowest, you are, I think, giving up pieces of your life that you should be able to enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so what were the heart conditions that you had?
I noticed while tying my children's shoes one day, when I went to stand up, and I became very dizzy, and it was like, well, that's not normal. I went to urgent care thinking I had the flu or something. They did an EKG on me and said, ma'am, you have an AV block. You need to see a cardiologist immediately. And I'm like, oh, what is an AV block? You're saying there's a heart, heart is that a block? I'm thinking there's a valve that's blocked. I'm thinking the words, the Bayer commercial, the man on the side. I'm thinking all those things. Spiraling. I contacted the cardiologist that took care of me during my pregnancies. And spoke with him, showed him, and he's like, all right, let's put a monitor on you. So he put this big old plastic monitor on me with this adhesive that was sticky, and I would wear it, and he would look at it and say, okay, let's follow up in 3 months. Let's follow up in 6 months. And he kept just putting these monitors on me. I didn't know what he was looking for. At first, I was diagnosed with AV block type 1, and he said, the thing about AV block type 1 is that your heart is not beating in sync. So the upper and lower chambers are supposed to pump together. And so sometimes my upper chamber doesn't, my bottom chamber pumps and the top doesn't. But he said with AV block type 1, the diagnosis is lose weight and begin exercising. And you've done that.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting that we're finding this now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I had the mini stroke a month before the competition. Jesus. And literally, so funny. My husband comes in to tell me that his friend is having another baby. And I just said, oh my God, my chest hurts. And then all of a sudden, this whole side went numb and I could not move. I passed out. I began vomiting on myself. My husband called 911. Some firemen carried me out the house. Ambulance down the interstate. I wasn't really looking.
Oh, okay. I'm like, does that make that could make it better? Like,
right?
You know,
I'm a little freaked out that I can't move one side of my body, and I'm talking like that, like like I wasn't thinking about. And this is now like the second time I've been carried out of my house by firefighters, so it's more embarrassing than anything. But maybe they were. I don't know. It was Hartford County, so I doubt it.
Next time we need photos. Like, I want to see what these firemen look like.
Tell hubby to take those for us.
Okay.
Hopefully there's not a next time. But
hopefully there's not. But you know, I always like to look at some hot firemen.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you a calendar this year. For Christmas, I'm gonna get you like a fireman calendar.
At least if they have big arms.
Oh, I'll get you big arms.
I'm good with that.
I know you love
I want to
those.
look at some arms.
Sorry, Alicia.
You gotta come to 7 Shirt if you want to look at some arms. Some arms that.
Ooh. Down to come take a look.
I'm down to go.
Yeah. Mama's single. Let's do this shit.
I'm trying to listen. They outside. They outside. They are here in Houston. I'm not looking, but if y'all want. Anywho, so the sirens going, all the things. They're yelling out codes. It's a lot going on. They give me a blood clot booster. They put me in a CT scanner. I fit.
Yay!
I have to wait because there was a backlog for the MRI machine. And so I'm sitting in the hospital for days, the MRI machine.
Days?
Days. So the thing about
like it's normal.
the thing about
not normal. It should not be normal. Like days for an MRI thing.
Yeah, I am never moving to Baltimore.
No,
like, ever. This healthcare thing. That's a problem.
Yeah.
They don't call it Franklin Square scare for nothing.
Well, okay.
Yeah, it's called Franklin Scare. And they took me there, and my husband pleaded with them not to take me there, but he said that was the only the closest trauma unit they had, and they have to take you to the closest one when it's an emergency.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as the thing about a mini stroke and a full blown stroke is that with a mini stroke, you normally start getting back the feeling in the left side of your extremities within 24 to 72 hours. So about hour 36, I was starting to feel tingles again. And so I was in the hospital, like moving my fingers, moving my face. Like I spent a lot of money to participate in a competition. I am not like I have to do. So they're asking me questions and I'm like, okay, so like when can I go back to the gym? And they're like, you got a mini. Why are you asking? They were looking at me sideways, and I was like, well, it's because I'm doing this competition. I lost weight, like, you want to see? And I'm showing them. They're like, oh, okay. Well, that's great. You look good. But no, but no. You can take a break. And I'm like, no, the show's in a month.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up, like, because I was rehabbing myself in the hospital, the physical therapist was like, oh, you're studying to become a personal trainer and you're rehabbing yourself. Well, I don't need to do anything. So he just walked away.
What the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm never going. No, never.
This just angers me because I was in the hospital with Eric for 6 fucking weeks because of his trauma. Mm-hmm. And what you're saying and what they did are like night and day of care. And it makes me angry for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, girl.
It's not okay. I appreciate you apologizing. It's not for you to apologize. But yeah, there's a big problem when it comes to healthcare and racial disparities in how people are treated. There is a reason why the mortality rate for mothers and for women of color is so high. It's because we're not listened to and we're not believed. Mm-hmm. And there was a situation at that hospital. I've had a mini stroke and that I'm having to advocate for myself because I'm alone. My husband is at home with our 4 kids. We have no family and no friends in the area. And so we're trying to figure out how he can visit me and be there to make sure I'm being taken care of. And we're 2.5 hours away from our closest relative. Now we're 22 hours away. But
wow.
But yeah, it was interesting. And so they were like, okay, so this happened. You're gonna have to follow up with the cardiologist. The cardiologist is looking over the charts. He's looking over everything. He was like, did they give you a blood clot booster? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, well, that's why I don't see nothing, because we didn't get anything on the record. Okay. I ended up getting elevated to an AV block type 2. And some more Holter monitor, whereas 2 years after the AV block diagnosis, I was diagnosed with POTS, which is post-orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which means basically if I sit down in this chair and I stand up too fast, I could pass out, I could become lightheaded and dizzy. Showers, too hot of showers can cause a rapid heart rate and then a rapid deceleration for me. I have to wear compression socks. I drink a lot of drinks with sodium in them to keep my heart rate not elevated, but steady.
Okay.
I have a really chronically low heart rate now. And I was told that it's because of the weight loss. I continue to have issues. And the cardiologist said, you know what? We've tried just about everything except for medication. And I don't want to put you on medication. I was also seeing an electrophysiologist at the same time. And he told me, yeah, I don't want to put a Holter monitor in your chest because with the AV block, if it goes to type 3, I get a Holter monitor. He's like, you're so young. I don't want to put a Holter monitor in your chest. Let's try yoga. And I'm like, yoga? What? He's like, but it's your parasympathetic nervous system it's at its max and we need to calm it down. I'm still not into the yoga thing, but he was like, you need thigh high compression, not knee high compression. And he was like, that loose skin you've got on your body, it's probably putting a load on your heart. He sent those notes to my cardiologist. He read them and was like, yeah, I agree. You probably need to get the loose skin removed, and that might help.
Like, why not then?
Okay, well, I guess we're looking at loose skin removal. So I'm looking at doctors and talking to doctors, and that is that experience of speaking to doctors and sending them pictures of your body and talking about your areas that are intimate and then talking about you like you are a used car at a used car lot. It is very difficult. I had virtual consultations and I received quotes, one as low as $5,000, one as high as $75,000.
Oh, okay. That's a great range there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Because they were saying you don't only need like a tummy tuck. You need a breast lift. You need your arm lift. You need a back lift. You need a thigh lift. You need an eye lift. You need a chair lift. You need a lift. You need a lift. And just adding on. And I was like, all I wanted was my stomach. That's what I came for. You're talking about everything else I didn't. You're like, and your neck. And I'm like, what's wrong with my neck? They start making you feel some kind of way because you're asking about one thing and they're trying to say, yeah, and you also need this. And you're like, start making you feel very insecure about yourself. And so I was down to like 2 doctors that I had seen. And I ended up going with a doctor that was in the state of Virginia. The practice is called the Plastic Surgery Center of Hampton Roads. The doctor I had was Dr. Zickwell-Bauer. I went with him because he, at that time, had 25 years of experience. He was a board-certified plastic surgeon. He had an extremely high reputation in that area. I went to high school and college in Hampton Roads, so I was familiar with the area. I knew of the practice, just never thought I'd ever have plastic surgery. And so I thought that would be a good thing. And I'm very pleased that I did. And the team there was super supportive. He pulled off 8 pounds of skin off my abdomen, and then they got the loose skin on my breasts. They did a breast lift. I didn't get any kind of enhancements, no lipo, just skin removal. And my boobs, they feel like brand new boobs. I thought that I was just going to have a boy's chest because it was just skin. I don't know where he got the material for. I don't know where it came.
He found it somewhere.
But he did an amazing job, and my waist snatched me right on up. And I shared all of that on social media.
Yeah.
And here comes the hate. Here comes the, you had a BBL. You look like a Pixar character. You're so fake. you had liposuction. I get so many hate messages and comments daily since I've had my plastics. It's really, really hard. And that played heavily on my mental health.
Yeah. How could it not?
Because I've been very like open and transparent about my entire journey from the beginning. And my only purpose behind starting my social media page was just to document my own journey. I made a separate page from the page that was making me money, because I wanted a way to just document that I was trying. Again, after trying my entire life, I didn't think people would care, but they did. And then I share, hey, so I had plastics removed from my loose skin, and like all of these accusations and like how mean and hurtful people are, and the things that they're saying is like, it sucks. I only shared my plastic surgery journey because I know there's a lot of people who have weight loss surgery and they lose weight, and then that becomes an option. And I don't know of another African American woman in the weight loss surgery community that's had an FDL tummy tuck. I've seen tummy tucks, I've seen BBLs, I've seen lipo, I've seen breast lifts, but not the FDL specifically. And a lot of people shy away from it because of the up and down scar and the fact that African Americans are at a higher disposition of developing keloids, which is just overproduction of melanin and healing skin. That's what you're seeing. And so I wanted to share to inspire other people that, hey, if you've got loose skin, not just down low, but in the middle, because, you know, the body has multiple planes. It's not just in one. We're not a sheet of paper.
Right. Yep.
That this isn't an option. And this is what my process was like. And this is what my recovery was like. And so it's been hard. And I wish that I never shared it. I honestly do. Like, I wish that I never shared it because I feel like the things that I've been subjected to are unfair.
They are unfair.
They are.
They are unfair. Yeah. Like, you've been through so much, and the fact that, like, you even had medical doctors say you need this for your health. And then for people behind a fucking, you know, keyboard that just have nothing else to do, that need a fucking hobby is what I always say, and just hurt people, just say the nastiest things, and I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Especially about our bodies.
Yeah.
Like, we've all been through this, like weight loss surgery and what it goes to, and you know, we know what it feels like to feel shamed and embarrassed, and it's like, why would you want to put that on someone?
Yeah, and why somebody feels they have the right to go on and make assumptions about you, or say, like, that's when we were told, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Like, they obviously did not learn that as a child.
No.
Because I think some people just go on there and they're just doing it just to be an asshole.
Yeah, it makes them feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And it's hard. It definitely plays hard on your mental health.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had several mean things said to us. We've had things that people just felt like they had the right to talk about, and it sucks. And it really does take a toll on your mental health, because all you're doing is trying to help.
Yeah.
And to inform people and to be real and share what you've been through. Yeah. And for them to have take that away, like, try to take that away, because you're still helping people. Yeah. Like, you're still a pillar of this community, a light, and they are not going to take that away from you.
No.
At all.
No. And you're right. I haven't seen anybody else have the FDL. So I was happy to see what your results were, what was happening, because, like, yeah, I was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
This is new. People should be able to do this if they want to. So how did you combat all the negativity? Like, how did you get your mental health in order? Like, what were you doing?
Well, September is Suicide Awareness Month. I actually became very suicidal after my plastics. So there's such thing as like post-plastics blues and post-plastics depression. And I definitely fell into that camp. There was a company that reached out to me and like offered me some help services. And I felt like I was being manipulated. And so for my own protection, ended that. I started doing counseling again, virtual counseling. And I want to say that worked, but I think that woman found me on Instagram and it was more of like a fan session than help. So I ended that relationship, and I've been trying to redirect my attention. In the month of March, I just went like completely ghost and stopped talking about like just period, just went completely silent. I was ready to quit my business. Like literally, I had clients. I told them, hey, my heart condition's getting worse, which it was. I'm closing down Butterflies and Dumbbells LLC. So I let a lot of clients go. I stopped posting on, like, I just completely went blank for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then I decided, well, I want to offer more to people with less of a hands-on approach. And so I started focusing my attention on that, focusing my attention on the kids. My husband and I made the decision that we were going to move. And so that's what I've done. My mental health is still in a really, really poor place. And it's honestly because of the social media. And you could easily just say, well, we'll just turn the comments off. Well, we'll just do this. But when you are on social media and you work with companies that are looking at your analytics and your numbers and your engagement rates and things like that, those numbers matter. And that's income that I use to take care of my family.
Right.
And so while it's destroying me in one area, it's helping grow. And it's a very weird catch-22. I've been hoping to, once things settle, house is unpacked, we're stationary now, summer shredding passes, because I have 2 ladies going to stage and I'm really excited about their stage moments.
That's awesome.
That I can actually like, okay, let's find a therapist. Let's make sure that at least he's doing okay in here and in here. Because where the mind goes, the body follows. But it is tough. And like I understand, like I know all of the logic behind that. But when you are a chronic people pleaser, and you're recovering from narcissistic abuse, and that narcissist is still trying to break the no contact that you've set in place to protect yourself and your kids, it's hard. And then you look at your phone and it's like,
Stop.
okay, so that's what we woke up to today at 5 a.m. Let me go make breakfast for my kids. And so that's honestly like where we're at. Like I smile a lot, I make a lot of jokes, but it is hard. Like I genuinely wish like I never, like, it's done nothing but bring negativity. And the crazy thing is, before I had my loose skin removal, the comments were, so when are you getting a loose skin removed? So when are you getting loose skin removed? So when are you getting loose skin removed? So when are you getting loose skin removed? I get it moved. You have a BBL. You look so fake. Oh my gosh. You only lost weight through lipo. And I'm like, that's not even how, like, none of this works like that. Like liposuction, legally, they can't take that much fat off of you. Like you don't go from over 400 pounds to being in the low 200. Like you don't do that with just liposuction. Number one. Number two, I did the work. And I did it alone. I didn't have a bariatric office helping me. They lost my files. I did the work and I did it alone, and I taught myself this entire process and then went on to get certified so that I could help other people. So
did all this just to help. Yep. It's like they're not happy no matter which way you go.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's very annoying because, like, we know what that feels like a little bit, not to your extent of just like, hey, we say one thing, then we're attacked. So we say another thing, then we're attacked. Or I go work out and then I don't for a few days and then I'm attacked. It's like, one, why are you watching so closely?
Yeah.
And two, damn, because I know what it feels like to wake up to messages. Me and Kelly have done this and been like, well, that fucking ruined the day. Like, you know, it's really hard to come out of negativity right when you fucking wake up. I know for me, it really jostles me.
Yeah.
It takes me hours. And it's hard when, like, I have a whole house of a family up here, you know, and, like, I don't want to come out crying out of my room. I want to be like, all right, let's act like this didn't happen.
Yeah.
We'll save that for later and just deal with the family and put the smile on and do the things. And then when people leave, we just go back to the bedroom and cry. And it is very hard. It's very, very hard. And I feel for you.
Yeah.
That's not warranted at all.
No, not at all. I think, you know, we recently had a interaction with a person on TikTok that she took our 10-second soundbite and just ripped us a new one.
She had
5 different videos.
5 different videos.
Like, yeah, all about this 10-second clip where we said pee and poop before you weigh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all we said.
You actually should do that.
Thank you. Even doctors tell you that. I'm like, you're a son of a bitch.
She took it and told us that we were toxic and that we were perpetuating toxic behavior and
eating disorders.
And eating disorders.
I was like, what the fuck?
We might as well just tell them to chew on the crumble cookie up and then spit it out. And we're like, what?
So she's dealing with her own traumas and then tried to say that you guys, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I actually messaged her. I'm like, obviously you were triggered by this and bothered. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to say to you.
Yeah. So it's, you know, we were sitting there trying to help people and inform people. And instead we offended this woman for whatever reason. And it ruins our day.
It did. It ruined our day.
Like,
and she made 5 different videos. And then the next day they're all gone.
Yeah, she deleted all of them.
So,
and it's like, so what's the fucking point, lady?
Like, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Maybe
like
she
people
was
don't
having
realize
a moment with her mental health. And that's how she channeled that moment. And then when she got to a different place, or maybe someone else spoke a word of wisdom to her, and then she said, oh, it sucks.
Let me back.
I'm sorry, y'all.
You don't need
and it's just like, you know, these are the things that can happen on social media.
Yep.
You know, you're getting really mean comments that's affecting your mental health. You know, we get these stitches of our videos because for whatever reason we're wrong. And it's just, this is the sucky part about social media.
Yeah.
Is that we have to go through this because we're not going to go away and stop helping people because these set of people are going to be an asshole about.
Well, and me and Kelly don't put up with bullies. So if you're a bully, we will stand up and stay. Just to make you mad. Because it's like, no, we're not doing that at all. No, thank you.
I don't like bullies. I don't like people that sit there behind a computer or phone and say mean comments to people. No, that's not how this works. Like,
right.
At all.
If anybody's following the brown mommy melt and being mean, you must come talk to us because fuck your face.
Come say to us what you say to her.
Yeah.
I bet you'll change your tune real quick.
Yeah, because it is not okay. And you've done so much for the community. Mm-hmm. It makes me just angry for you because I'm like, I remember finding you a couple of years ago and I remember being like, Kelly, look at her.
Yeah.
She's like, she's a mom, 4 kids, and she's doing the damn thing. And your workouts always inspired me. You and Ashley. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is with you two, but I've related so well with you guys. Yeah. And because I was such a bigger girl, I've been a big girl my whole life. Mm-hmm. Since I was a baby. So I'm like, I know what this is like, and the fact of finally going to the gym and being scared, but like doing the damn thing. And you can see it in your guys' eyes, depending on who you are, that determination in your eyes. And I love it. That's what inspires me, is that determination. Mm-hmm. So it's like, whatever, guys, if you guys want to be rude, fine. But guess what? She's inspiring others to do well. Mm-hmm. And that's really all that actually matters at the end of the day.
Yeah. So. And you're literally coaching and helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a new gym today and I felt very like scared and intense. I'm trying to find like my new home gym and like I felt very scared and intimidated, and like, these are new faces and new people, and here I am in this all pink outfit because it's Wednesday, and like,
that's right.
You know, pink is my thing. And so like, I'm like there with my cup and my shaker bottle, and I just kind of like stood in a little spot, and I'm just kind of mixing my pre-workout, and I'm just like, you know what? You belong. You're just like everybody else. You belong in this space too. Go have a good workout. Like, I had to give myself a pep talk. And I do that quite a bit because, like I said, I'm a chronic people pleaser. I was very shy in school. Like, I wanted to be good. I didn't want to cause any problems. That comes from the conditioning of dealing with narcissistic abuse. And so I have to constantly like encourage myself to just show up. And I'm looking forward to share my little workout for today because I got a really great arm workout, and I love it. And like, after I was done, I felt good. And then I went outside and it was raining, and I was just like, And it's my daughter's birthday today. She turned 10. I have a 10-year-old.
Oh my God.
Well, happy
the
birthday.
big 10. They're in the double digits.
A decade. Like, I'm just like, I had a baby a decade ago? Like, what?
Well, you started. Yeah, you don't even look like you had a kid. Yeah, much less 4 and one a decade ago.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But they're now 10, 9, 7, and 5. And so,
And you're done, right? Like,
you guys
are done.
Like, if I have another baby, I'll die. Like,
okay, okay. Let's just not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he had a vasectomy. We're good.
Yeah.
Those are the best, guys. Just get those.
Just get them.
Just get them. Every dude I know that has one, they're like, oh, this was so easy. Yeah. Like, I should have done this sooner. It's just like bariatric surgery. I should have just done it sooner.
Yeah, exactly. I'm curious about your coaching.
Yeah, like your coaching.
Can you tell us more about it and what you do and who you work with?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my business is called Butterflies and Dumbbells, and
I love it.
I came up with the name honestly on a whim. I love butterflies. I've always had a big butterfly girl, but I feel like a butterfly is a very transformative animal. It starts off as a caterpillar, it goes to the cocoon, and the end result is what we all see. But the hard work happens in that cocoon, and that's what we're hoping to become, a butterfly. And dumbbells are the most transformative piece of exercise equipment. You can literally do any exercise with a set of dumbbells. So if you got a set of dumbbells, you can do anything. Squats, overhead presses, lunges, hip thrusts, chest press, lat raises. You can do them all with a dumbbell. And I love dumbbells. And they're great, especially if you're a person like me, a reformed shy girl. You can stand in a corner with a set of dumbbells and do your whole workout and have a great time. But anywho, I do online personal training. And for each client that I have two offerings. I have a app that I created. It's called the Butterfly Community. And it has amazing workout programs that you can start on day 1. There is Batty Fit, Build a Butt Workshop 2.0. I've revamped it because you can't have big booty without the back and the thighs to match. So we're working on the whole body. And then there is a program called Work From Home that I actually created for myself when I got my 3rd heart diagnosis. And it's a really great program. And it just shows that just because you're at home doesn't mean you can't get a good workout. And with all of those programs, I am literally walking you through the process. You see me demonstrate the videos for you. I have learning resources available that you can access. And there's a community chat with women that are supportive and on the same journey as you, so you never feel alone. And that costs $19.99 a month. And I wanted fitness to not be inaccessible just because of financial strain. I understand we're all penny pinching right now. You know, things became more expensive. CEOs got greedy. Waffles cost more and there's less in the pack. And I don't like that because I'm a mom and I budget. Okay, if this has 12, that's 4 days of breakfast for 1 kid. So like I do that math and then you change the count. Like that messes up my budgeting. Like I don't like that.
Wait, they changed the count?
I didn't know they changed the count.
Yeah. What? There's less breakfast sausage in the banquet box. But that's because again, I have to make sure I have enough for 4 kids for breakfast and stuff. So I'm counting these things. I'm, mom things. But yeah, it's been inflation and shrinkflation at the exact same time. It sucks. But like, I understand that. And so I wanted fitness to be accessible to people and for people to have really good quality things regardless of price point. And so I offer that. And then I also have one-to-one coaching. And one-to-one coaching is very personalized. Some people are mavens in the gym and they want a really great workout program, but they really lack accountability and they don't understand how to fuel your body. For example, I had a woman during a discovery call tell me that I've eliminated all sugar out of my diet. I only do juices.
Oh, that's full of sugar. Mm-hmm.
So I had to,
actually has a
with love, inform her that you've just eliminated all the fiber that was with that fruit or vegetable, and you're literally getting all the juice and sugars. Yeah. So, yay for hydration, but like you're losing some of that benefit of the fiber. Just eat the apple.
Yes.
Just eat the
totally
apple.
fine.
Nobody, I will say this until the day I die, nobody got fat off of eating fruit.
Nope.
Not once.
I would, no.
No, it makes you poop.
It does make you poop. It's the fiber. Yeah. The fiber is good for you. You have to have fiber in your diet.
You need fiber. Fiber. No, please.
I love that.
But yeah, so I offer nutrition education as a certified nutrition coach. I do not do meal plans because it's out of our scope of practice, and that's considered prescribing food. You can be sued for that. And I don't want to get sued. I got babies to take care of. But I do make sure that we are educated on things like macros and how to eat for your body, how to arrange a plate that's going to help us feel full and sustain it. And then we talk about foods that are going to help promote weight loss, and then foods that might take us a little longer. For example, we've got complex carbs and we've got simple carbs. Our simple carbs are things like our chips and our cookies and things like that. You ever noticed after weight loss surgery, you can eat those things and just keep eating them? But if you eat like a steak and a baked potato and like a side salad, you get full after a couple bites.
Yes. Yep.
It's because those complex carbs with that fiber of that salad and that protein, they're going to keep you fuller longer than those cakes and those cookies. Like, they taste good, they're fun. Yeah. I don't tell people they can't have them. I'm just saying when you eat them, you're causing an insulin spike in your sugar and you're causing your body to store excess glycogen, which means any of that water that you drink, you're going to see it on the scale. For every 1 carb, you get 4 grams of like water attached to that. And so bodybuilders and people who lift, they love that because when you are strength training, all of that goes to the muscle and you get that nice pump. And that's what you see in the gym. But if you're not doing that, it's just water weight. And so you stand on the scale and like, oh my God, I just gained all this weight overnight. My program's not working. No, babe, you ate simple carbs. You ate an excess in 1 macro, and your body has to figure out how to displace that. So we either continue on so that we have consistency, or we give up and we let our body turn that into stored fat. Because the fat that we store in our body, everyone thinks fat is from fat. No, too much fat will mess up your digestion. Too much carbs get stored as fat, like little batteries saved for later. Think of them as that.
Yep. So, yeah, they save in my thighs and they save in my tummy.
It's extra batteries.
Yeah, mine's the tummy.
And there's extra batteries, but I don't tell people you gotta go low carb. Like, I encourage people to eat carbs. I encourage making sure we eat our protein. I help people become mindful when it comes to their fats. And we discussed all that. I give a very thorough education on that. And when clients leave, they understand and they see in real time, oh, wow, yeah, I had drinks this weekend, coach, and my weight went up. And it's like, yeah, it's a toxin. Your body's taking time to rid of itself. Give it a few days. Your weight will be back to where it was. And they go, oh, you were right. I was like, yeah, that's how bodies work, whether you've had weight loss surgery or not. Like,
yeah, this one.
Just because you've had weight loss surgery, your body doesn't all of a sudden behave differently. Like, our ability to digest food changes and the rapid rate of which things go through our body changes, but digestion is still the same. Your small intestines still work the same. Your pancreas and liver still work the same. How much digestive fluids end up in your small intestines determines whether you've got a gallbladder or not. There's a lot of people after weight loss surgery, they have their gallbladders removed because...
Yeah, I don't have mine.
Yeah. And so a lot of people will find that if they eat something crazy, they have a lot of digestional upset. And to that, we need digestive enzymes, especially if you've had your gallbladder removed. A lot of doctors won't tell you that. You got to ask. You got to know what questions to ask. But we go over that. I write my one-to-one clients a personalized program because everybody's body goals are different. Some people want shoulder caps and arms like Angela Bassett, and some people want a big booty like Big Booty Judy. And so your macros, if you want booty like Big Booty Judy, as well as your strength training program, and somebody who's looking to recomp and get amazingly toned arms, are going to be very different. And so I write programs based on each individual client. We have accountability calls in which we talk, just kind of like how we're talking now, about the highs and the lows of the weeks and which ways we can make progress toward helping you achieve your goals. We set small, attainable actions and goals so that way it doesn't feel so lofty. Like saying, I want to lose 50 pounds is a very lofty goal. But if you say, I would like to lose 1 pound this week, that is achievable and an obtainable goal that's realistic. And once we achieve that, not only you're going to get that little bit of a dopamine boost because you did what you said you wanted to do, but you're more likely to keep going. So we work on that. We work on mindset. It's a really amazing program. And I love my beautiful butterflies, the women of Butterflies and Dumbbells Fitness, because they work hard. We go, we do our work. We work out, we drink a lot of water. But we're also making sure that we're well. And if we're not well, we're not working out. Like if you're sick, take a rest. Like it's okay. And I love to emphasize the importance of rest as well too, because we hear a lot about the grind, but rest is equally as important as moving our body.
Yeah, people forget that part.
Yeah.
Like sleep is essential.
Yeah.
To our whole mental health and for recovery from working out. So it's like you really need it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You really do.
Yeah. I love all of it. I think it sounds like an amazing program and just what is needed for the people to that are on a budget, that can still get a good workout program and not have to spend a bunch of money, or, you know, being able to work one-on-one with you and being able to say, I want this in my life. And you're like, okay, let's create a plan.
Yeah.
Like, I really like that. I like that you're informing people gently and positively of what to do and not being that coach that you dealt with prior of like, this is what it is. And
I can't believe you got blocked. You got blocked from your own coach.
I know, that's
without notification. Like, what the fuck?
And so then all of her clients, they all came to me and was like, why aren't you working with XYZ anymore? And I said, I'm not going to disparage another business woman because she has a business, she has children, she's doing something. It didn't work out between me and her, but there are no hard feelings. And I continuously said that, like people droves, you're not working with XYZ anymore. What happened? And they were looking for like the tea. And I was just like, I'm not going to do it. She said crazy shit about me. She said,
but your side of the street's clear.
She said all kinds of stuff about me and then decided to compete at that same show.
Oh, how'd that go?
Oh, yeah. What'd she get?
She got 5th out of 5.
There you go.
She didn't know how to pose. All the questions that I was asking and stuff like that, and she didn't have any answer.
Oh, she just didn't know.
And that's okay. If we don't know, that's okay. Then you guide that client to someone that can help them.
Exactly. But she wanted your money.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I wish her well.
Yeah.
I ended up with who I needed to be with. And Maddie with Strong Daily was an amazing coach. I've sent clients her way. I've told people, hey, I think she's great. She's amazing at this. She's fantastic. You know, if I'm not a fit for you, I highly recommend her because I've worked with her and I had an amazing experience. And I'll continue to support her and share her business and talk about her because she's a good human and good things deserve to go to good humans.
Yeah. I love that. That's amazing.
So you've been through, you know, all the things up and down all over the place. What would you say are some of the cool, good things that have come out of this, like some NSVs?
I got something one further. You said you talk about your highs and lows. What's your high and low of the whole journey?
Oh, like a peak and pit?
Yeah.
A peak and pit.
Or a rose and a thorn or
The low has been like the negativity and stuff that's happened to me over this journey that I never asked to be a part of. Those were pretty low. The highs for me have been listening to my children laugh and enjoy me being with them, being able to be a part of things, being able to do things like go to the trampoline park and not just sit on the sidelines because I'm above the weight limit, but I'm actually able to participate. Now, being able to participate and the length of participation are two different things because let me tell you,
true.
at 36, a trampoline park, that is rough.
That's a lot.
I've done it. I last like 10 minutes, 10, 15. And then you get an hour. I'm like, have fun.
You know what's funny?
This is a lot.
I can't jump on trampolines because it literally makes me pee myself. What? Yeah. Like the motion of the jumping actually makes me pee myself.
Oh no, I had no idea.
I've heard
I
that
don't
before.
really tell people that often.
I guess it doesn't come
Hey,
up.
guess what? I jumped on a trampoline and I peed myself.
But that's actually very common for us as women as we age. That's why there's products in the store like voice pads and stuff like that. The loss of our pelvic floor strength is a thing, and we have to consistently try to work on it. But even with working on it, it weakens. And that's one of the benefits of strength training. It helps work that area as well.
I see what you did there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I love
that's
that.
actually very common. It's very common. So don't feel any kind of way about it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I think your journey is absolutely outstanding. I think you have been such a light in this community and in your family, and being able to push past all of these roadblocks at one after another, and you just pushed right through and you're like, nope, I am not doing this the same way. And I really want to say I am so, so, so proud of you and where you've come from and what you've dealt with. And you are just an inspiring woman.
Seriously.
And I want you to hold on to that, because that is like, so most people don't do that.
No, you've been through a lot of roadblocks, and a lot of people would have just stopped.
Yeah.
And you pushed and pushed, and it's very admirable what you've been doing. And don't think anything less, because the roadblocks you've come into contact with are fucking ridiculous and hard, medically and non-medically. And it's like, damn, you're like, you ain't taking me down.
No.
I love that attitude. Like, nope, I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
I'm here for my kids. Let's go. So
yeah, your strength is one of a kind, lady.
We can feel it from you.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before we let you go? You want to tell people where they can find you?
Well, I love you guys. I wanted to add that. I
Aw, we
genuinely,
love
you
you
guys
too.
are like my favorite people.
No.
I genuinely mean that. You guys can find me on Instagram at The Brown Mommy Melts. My website is thebrownmommymelts.com. I'm on TikTok as The Brown Mommy Melts. I'm on YouTube under The Brown Mommy Melts. I just keep it real simple.
I love it.
Simple.
I love it.
And we'll have all of that linked below for you guys too.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much once again for being on the show. I loved hearing your story. And I just honestly, like, seriously, yes, it was amazing. So if all of you guys want to go down, click those links, follow Alicia, go join her program, her Butterflies, because that sounds like an absolutely outstanding program.
I love that.
All right. Well, we love you guys, and we will see you
Next time. Bye.